Once upon a time, a tiny seed lay buried deep in the soil. It had been there for a while, resting in the dark, cold earth. The seed couldn't see the world above, but it could feel something greater waiting for it. Though it was small, the seed knew that it was destined for something bigger. It just wasn't sure how to get there. The little seed was afraid. "What if I'm too small to grow?" it thought. "What if I don't have what it takes?" The soil around it was heavy, and it felt alone. But deep inside, there was a small voice that whispered, "Try." That whisper was enough to give the seed a spark of courage. So the seed began to stretch its roots downward into the earth. It wasn't easy. The soil was thick and hard to push through, but the seed kept trying. Each day it would stretch a little more, growing bit by bit, even though it couldn't see how much progress it was making. At the same time, the seed started to push upwards, toward the surface. It didn't know what was waiting for it above, but it felt the warmth of the sun calling it. It wasn't always warm, though. Some days were cold, and the seed felt like giving up. But it remembered the warmth and kept going, trusting that something good was ahead. As the days went by, the little seed faced many challenges. Sometimes the soil was dry and it struggled to find water. Other times heavy rains made the soil too wet, and the seed feared it would drown. But no matter what happened, the seed kept pushing its roots deeper, searching for what it needed to grow. Weeks passed, and the seedling, though still underground, was growing stronger. Its roots were spreading, providing a firm foundation. Then one day, after all its hard work, the little seed broke through the soil. For the first time, it saw the world above, the bright sky, the trees, and the flowers. It was a moment of pure joy. The seedling felt the sun's warmth directly on its tiny leaves. It was no longer in the dark. It had finally reached the light. The seedling looked around and saw many other plants, some small like it, and others tall and strong. At first, the seedling felt small compared to the towering trees around it. "Will I ever be as tall as them?" it wondered. But then it remembered that every tree had once been a seed, just like it. They had all started small, and with time and perseverance, they had grown tall and strong. As the seedling continued to grow, it faced more challenges. There were days when storms came, bringing heavy rain and strong winds. The wind bent its delicate leaves, and the rain tried to wash it away. But the seedling had deep roots, and it held on tight. Every challenge made it stronger. The sun also grew hotter as the days passed, and there were times when the seedling felt like it might wither. But it remembered the lessons it had learned while pushing through the soil. It had survived the darkness, the cold, and the storms. This, too, was just another challenge to overcome. With time, the seedling grew taller and stronger. It was no longer just a tiny sprout. It had become a healthy plant with vibrant green leaves. Soon, beautiful flowers began to bloom, attracting birds and bees. The plant stood proudly, knowing that it had come so far. One day, as the plant admired its surroundings, it realized something important. "I was once a tiny seed, unsure if I could grow," it thought. "But I kept going, step by step, even when I couldn't see the progress. Now look how far I've come." The plant smiled, knowing that its journey had been full of challenges, but it had never given up. It had learned that growth takes time, and that every small step forward, no matter how hard, brings us closer to our goals. Now, standing tall and proud, the plant became a symbol of hope and perseverance. It reminded everyone who saw it that no matter how small we start or how difficult the path seems, we all have the potential to grow into something beautiful and strong. And so, the plant continued to grow, reaching for the sky, always remembering its humble beginnings and the courage it took to keep going. It was a testament to the power of persistence, showing that with time, patience, and faith, anything is possible.